Dear friends, it's Christmas again, and I wish you all a Merry Christmas. When I was thinking of what Christmas message to share with you, what came to my mind was an email that a friend of mine sent me some time ago. It's a game of letters and digits. The game is like this. Each letter in the English alphabet is given a value in their order, starting with A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2, and C 3, and Z 26. And now take different words of English language and try to apply these values to the letters of those words and see what is that one virtue or aspect of life that will give 100% value. The answer to the puzzle was the word attitude. Now you can do the calculation later. And the email message concluded saying, it's the attitude that makes our life 100% successful. I think it is so very true, because we may not be able to bring about substantial changes in the world. It is so hard to make some changes even in our own surroundings. But we can certainly change our attitude. And it is the attitude that makes the difference. Christmas is basically an attitude. It is the attitude of God. This attitude of God has been so well described by Paul in his letter to the Philippians, chapter 2, verses 5 to 11. The attitude we should have is one that Christ Jesus had. Saint Paul describes what Christmas is. A very vivid and all-encompassing description of the coming of the Lord. Though he was God, he did not claim equality with God, but emptied himself, took up the form of a servant, made in human likeness, in the appearance of a man. He humbled himself by being obedient to death, even death on the cross. So Christmas is basically to become a human being. The invitation of Christmas is to modify our attitude and to have the attitude of God. In other words, Christmas is God's sensitivity towards His people, to their struggles, to their pains, and to their every living situation. We can see this sensitivity throughout the life of Christ. The sensitivity shown in John chapter 10, the sensitivity of a good shepherd who knows his sheep. The compassion that he felt towards the crowd on the shore in Mark 6:34. Or see Jesus meeting the two sisters, Mary and Martha, at the tomb of their brother Lazarus. When he saw them, he was deeply moved and troubled, and he couldn't but identify himself with them, and he cried. This is Jesus' attitude. This is his sensitivity. Or look at the disciples who went back to their old profession of fishing, disappointed and discouraged. But at Jesus' instruction, they had a great catch of fish. When they came to the shore, they find Jesus, charcoal fire with fish on it, and some bread. Then Jesus invited them, "Come and have breakfast." No questions and no clarifications about why they did what they did. Instead, he feels their disappointments. He feels the tiredness of their body. This is the sensitivity of Jesus towards the people who worked hard whole night, who are tired and disappointed. So Christmas is basically an invitation to be sensitive to the people around us, to be sensitive to their struggles, disappointments, failures, and sicknesses, and become effective instruments that respond to these situations. This is what the Jubilee year of mercy reminded us. This is the core of Christianity. Blessed James Alvarione, the founder of the Pauline family, was sensitive to the needs of his time. The need to bring the message of Jesus to all people using all the possible means of communications. And he used all his energy and resources to bring the message of the manger to the people of his time. He was a person who possessed a never give up attitude when it came to the spread of the gospel. And the legacy continues through each one of us. St. Paul in Philippians 2:3 gives us some practical steps before he speaks about the attitude of Jesus. Humbly consider others as more important than yourselves. That's exactly what happens at Christmas. God sees us more important than himself, that he was ready to become human being and was ready to die for us. Yes, radical Christianity is to understand that I am not the most important person around here. Dear friends, Christmas is a culture of emptying oneself, the culture of losing oneself. And Christmas invites us to possess the attitude of God. May child Jesus be born in our hearts, homes, parishes, and workplaces in this Christmas. And may his gifts of joy, peace, and love stay with you always. Merry Christmas.